Queen of the Coast, Episode 6. As I watched Zara cry, my heart shattered into a million pieces. I asked myself repeatedly, what I should do. Finally, I decided that it would be best to walk away for a while and come back later to see her. However, as I turned to leave, I hesitated. I couldn't just abandon her in this vulnerable state. She needed someone to console her, and I knew that I was the one who could do that for her. I turned back to her, but doubt crept in. Was this the right decision? I didn't want to end up in a conflict with her, and I certainly didn't want her to transfer her anger to me. But still, I couldn't just walk away. It wouldn't be the best option in any way. Furthermore, the main reason I am hesitant to approach her is the reaction she gave me last night. I fear that she may not take kindly to me coming near her. However, I made up my mind that regardless of how things turn out, I need to be there to console her. As I approached her gently, I noticed something strange. She was lying on top of her mother's grave, which was wet and seemed to be producing water from the ground. At first, I thought it was due to the rain from last night, but it seemed odd that her body was completely soaked. Despite this, I decided to ignore it and focus on comforting Zara. She needed me, and I couldn't abandon her in this difficult time. It dawned on me that Zara had spent the night outside on her mother's grave. I approached her cautiously, and she didn't seem to mind my presence. Her eyes were shut tightly, and tears streamed down her face. I knew she was aware of my presence, but I didn't know how to comfort her. I decided to start by talking to her. I knelt down beside her, but I hesitated to touch her. I was confused about how to begin comforting her, so I thought it was best to start with a conversation. This has been a difficult day for both of us, Zara. It hurts me to see you in so much pain, I said in a soft voice. What the hell are you doing here? She asked, without even looking at me. I couldn't just leave you here alone. I had to come and see you, I responded, taking a deep breath. You're supposed to be in your house, living happily with your mum, she replied, and I couldn't help but look down in tears. Tears streamed down my face as I looked up at her. If this place isn't my home, then I am homeless, I replied. Zara, I know how painful it is to lose someone you love. I wish I could turn back time and give your mother my life. Please, just like a sister, your pain is my pain. I can only be happy when you are happy. You need to start calming down, I said, trying to console her. All this is damaging you, and it won't bring your mother back to life. Please, I continued, but she cut me off with a thunderous voice. How is that your problem? I think it's time for you to leave. Go home and leave me alone. She yelled. You go and live with your mother happily. I don't want to see you near me again. I want to live a normal life without you. She shouted, and I was busy looking into her eyes. And I'm not looking into her eyes to search for love, but I noticed something strange. Her eyes had changed color, and they no longer looked human. They were incredibly attractive, with blue ocean-like waves flowing inside them. Her eyeballs looked like mirrors holding the ocean. I was scared, and as I stood there staring at her, I tried to speak, but she interrupted me. Just go, she yelled, and I realized that everything was not okay. I needed to leave for now, so I quickly started hurrying away. She is going evil already. I knew it that her mum can't just die and everything will end like that. I know it is going to affect her either sooner or later. But the behavior and appearance she is displaying is already getting me scared. I don't know what I saw just now is supposed to mean. Or was that just my imagination? Well, I can't wait to tell my mum what I saw here today. So I quickly ran into my car and drove away. On the other hand, Zara said this to herself. I'm certain that my friend wouldn't want to leave me alone, but I've made the decision to distance myself from her and her issues. Despite being friends, I need to keep my distance to prevent her mother from causing me any more pain. It's best for both of us if she spends time with her family instead. As my friend left, I got up and cleaned my dirty body. I was unsure why my body was dripping water, but I decided to take a shower and take care of myself. Afterward, I examined my body to see if I was sick and needed to contact a doctor or if it was just sweat. Satisfied, I headed inside and entered my bathroom to take a bath. Once I finished bathing, I cleaned myself up and headed towards the mirror side to hang my clothes. I was passing the mirror when I looked at my reflect. I saw something strange in my eyes. I paused thinking about it, then I decided to check again and I didn't see something like that again. Then I believe that must have been an imagination, so I dressed up, putting on some mini skirt since I'm not going to anywhere today. I probably have some little food at home which can lead me for today. Maybe by tomorrow I will go and look for something to eat. But I wouldn't have to hustle for it otherwise, since my mum is no longer around. Just want to hustle for my own benefits and that is all. So I entered the kitchen and warmed up the food, and dished out some into the plate and take it to the dining to eat, and as soon as I take a spoon my eyes met with my mother's picture at the wall. I started remembering some of the best memories of us. At my birthday where she did a lot for me, which Auntie Kate attended that day. Or should I even say Auntie Kate last birthday she celebrated in our house. My mum took it personal, celebrated her like a sister, and just for her to let her down to her death. I began remembering so many painful memory. I feel my tears dripping down from my eyes like a waterfall. I couldn't continue eating. Did I even say continue? I didn't even taste the food. I just shifted it to the corner and dropped down my head on the table and began to cry again. But stopped when I feel something cold down my feet, then I opened my eyes to check what it is. I was so surprised to notice that the house has been filled with flood. I don't know where the water was coming from, though it was very neat, but all the floors of my house was filled with water. I began to surprise. I searched around to see if there is any root of that. I didn't see the root where the flood was coming from. Then I looked outside, there was no rainfall. It took me no time to realize that they have started. Killing my mother wasn't even enough for them. They want to send me out of this house, but that can never happen. Tina drove back to their compound and packed her car. Let me pack very far away from the house because I'll be leaving very soon after I dress up, so I can tell my mum what I saw at Zara's house today. Tina said to herself. So that's why I packed my car where it would be easy for me to reverse it. I used my leg to reach the house, but getting close I heard my little brother crying. I mean my mother's baby was crying very loud. And I was wondering what's going on with him. Maybe Auntie Benita wasn't at home, so I quickly ran in to pick my little brother, but you couldn't believe what I saw. I knew it. This Auntie Benita is dangerous.